Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, guys, I'm going to try something different today. We'll see how it works. So this is Scam of Scientology, Scientology Children. I saved all the pictures, and I'm going to try to read the headlines or the, what is that called, the quotes on my tablet. Scientologists joining the Sea Org, a paramilitary organization that runs the international management structure of the cult. Sign a billion-year employment contract, promising to return again and again in future reincarnations. Scientology takes pride in the hardships of Sea Org life, which include extreme working hours, virtually no pay, and menacing penalties for minor transgressions. Shockingly, there are dozens of documented cases of the Sea Org employing child laborers, sometimes as young as 6 years old. Perhaps even more shockingly, governments worldwide have failed to act in the past 50 years and continue to do so. Also, I just want to add, that's because if you guys knew who was at the top of the pyramid, they care nothing about children. Shockingly, there are dozens of documented cases of the Sea Org employing child laborers. Sometimes I've already read this. I'm going to read it again. Sometimes as young as 6 years old. Perhaps even more shockingly, governments worldwide have failed to act in the past 50 years and continue to do so. This may sound incredible, but unfortunately, it is true. You can check for yourself. Just read some of the horror stories of Scientology's child slaves in the slide deck below. Of course, it had to do this. Claims by Scientology that no one under 16 joins the Sea Org, used to dispel rumors that Surrey would be joining, are blatant lies. Use the arrows to view Sea Org members as young as 6. Daniel Montalvo, Ecuador. Of course he's from Ecuador. Nothing says trafficking like Ecuador. Signs his billion-year contract in 1997 at the age of 6 and works full-time for the American Sea Org by the time he is 12. He files charges with the cult after his escape in 2010, but has unfortunately decided to return to the Sea Org. Yeah, the illusion of decision, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to read from this. Hold on. There remains the point that the petitioner allowed a 6-year-old child to sign a billion-year contract with the Sea Org, which necessarily raises the question of who the church would not permit to sign such a contract. Council maintains that the beneficiaries joining the Sea Org at such a young age is excellent evidence of calling to religious life contemplated 8 CFR 204M2. This argument would be persuasive only if 6-year-old children were routinely made reliable predictors about their ultimate careers. In 2004, a Canadian Scientology church sends a Sea Org contract to the U.S. Immigration Services, signed by a 6-year-old, and confirms its authenticity. Isn't that great? Shelley Ballantyne, UK, joins a cadet org, a boarding school where children live, and works 7 days a week in preparation for the Sea Org at the age of 7. So she joined. This is a little fuzzy. I want to know if they're children of Scientologists. She compares her upbringing with the tales told by Dickens. So maybe she was a child Scientologist. 2nd gen. Astor Woodcraft. USA. Works in the cadet org from age 7 and full-time in the Sea Org from the age of 14. She takes confessions of the ambulatory, you guys know what that means, habits of middle-aged men as a 15-year-old. Jenna Miscavige, USA. Left. Is the niece of the current leader of Scientology, David Miscavige. She performs manual labor at only 7 years old and rarely sees her parents when she is between age 12 and 16. Alexander Jench, USA. Is the son of the president of Scientology, Heber Jench. He starts working in the Sea Org when only 8 years old. When he dies in July 2012 at the age of 27. Yeah, there's more to this one. His mother is denied access to his memorial service. His death is still under investigation by the authorities. Yeah. What is that in Clearwater? It is alleged that he was also SA'd as a young minor in Scientology. That's all I'm going to say. Shane Kelsey, Australia. Signs his billion-year Sea Org contract when he is 8 and is sent to the RPF labor camp at the age of 16. Laura DeCrescenzo, USA. Works full-time for the cult from age 9 and enters the Sea Org at age 12. She succeeds in getting thrown out by purposely making a botched bluicide attempt. Several cases in Australia. In 2009, a current affairs show films 8 children from the ages of 12 working in the local church with a hidden camera. See why they don't like cameras, you guys? Former members claim the children receive virtually no education. That's just one of the abuses of the children. I really wish FBI would really do something. But I don't want to wish anymore. Vivian Krogman Lutz, Germany. Left at age 15. Receives a settlement from her parents. I'm going to have to look into that one. That's kind of wonky. Is that another way that Scientology is trying to wiggle out of something? After they put her to work in the UK when she was 13. Yeah, that sounds like something Scientology is trying to just wiggle out of. She got a settlement from her parents, probably from Scientology. And then there's some more German propaganda, Scientology crap. Pictures of the children working. I'm going to blow these up a bit. Does anybody care? Look at that. That poor baby is exhausted. Trying to make him an adult. These are not adults. You freaking creeps, man. Maybe she's putting makeup on. I don't know. These are the ones that continually get essayed all the time. It's horrible. If we could magnify this more, you can see that this poor girl doesn't look happy. So sad. Several cases in the UK. That was a picture I just showed you guys. These pictures of 13 and 14-year-old kids. Isn't it convenient how they say 13 and 14? I believe they're younger. Look at them. Hold on. I'm going to go back. He does not look 13. No, not now, not ever. More cover-up? I'm just saying. These pictures, 13 and 14-year-old kids working for the English Sea Org, are published by German magazine Das Bild in 2002. Oh, I bet the German government was thrilled about that. The original article is no longer available on the internet. No kidding. You don't say. Now, this one here is the one I'm reading now. Fiona and Jordan Anderson, Australia. Fiona Anderson is recruited when she is 14. She is recruited when she's 14. Too much fuzziness. Are her parents in? And is still in the Sea Org. Her sister Jordan escapes with the help of her family. Well, there's hope, guys. So maybe those girls were recruited on their own. You believe this is going on? This is crazy. After she escapes after she is forced to work 72 hours straight and scrub dumpsters in the middle of the night. The labor inspection gives it remarkably mild judgment. I wonder if Rander knows anything about that. Yeah. Romana Jens Browning, Valeska, Paris. Romana Jens Browning Schoen works on a ship run by the Sea Org from age 15, and Valeska, Paris from age 17. Both recount abuse and terrible living conditions. Isn't this just great? Sea organization success. See? All of the adults are going along with this. I don't think all of the adults are like super demonic, evil scumbags. I don't. But if they are directly involved in these children doing manual labor, doing all these punishments and these auditings, not to mention what's the other thing? Courses, I can't remember. But that's where they need to be answerable. I'm sorry. Sea Organization Success, Denny Chang. Of course his name is Chang. I don't know where he came from. Maybe, perhaps China. I'm not sure. Well, you know, China would be all about it. My name is Denny. Before I joined the Sea Org, I was a successful student. I was one of the top students in class at school. And you see how he has to force a smile, you know, whether he's happy or not, he's got to force it. Just like Jenna Miscavige. I think Jenna Miscavige explained that, and some other former children in the Sea Org and Scientology, they said you had to pretend. Like that sick little family fun thing or whatever they're having at the Blue Org, at the Blue Building, with the children out there. Anyways, I don't need to read that. It just makes me want to puke. And then, let's see here. Yeah, one of them I didn't get. There was another disgusting success story. Makes me want to barf. And that the one that I'm not showing you, his name is Sebastian Kunzli. Has worked for the Sea Org since he was 15. I don't know, you guys. I'm getting real nervous with all the 13, 14, 15, right? I mean, let's just be honest. These kids were in there since they were 6. Some of them since they were born. Let's just keep it real. Sheila Huber, Australia, runs a daycare. Oh, isn't that great? With 30 babies and toddlers on her own when only 16 years old. You guys see? I mean, like, I'm not, no shade against this site, but I'm just a little irritated that we're not talking about the really young children too. But these folks are important too. The one and only drug addict, alleged idolater, alleged Satanist, alleged abuser of children, pedophile, incestuous relationships, allegedly. And so far, there's been no really decent record of his DD-214. I've tried to find the real one. I can't find it. The only one that you can really find is like on Scientology sites, which I wouldn't trust at all. And those would be really easy to, what do you call it? Copy or fake them? I can't think of it. Sorry guys, I don't want to give you a headache. More evidence for the FBI that doesn't seem to give an F about the children. Flag Order 301 concerning Sea Org children applies. Children are beings and are not to be treated as such. They work in the divisions of the org and come under the Sea Org. Master at arms or no ethics officer, just like any other Sea Org staff member. That's not a recipe for pedophilia, is it? They are to be given posts, stand watches, and are provided uniforms. Now, mind you how sick this is, but what makes me even more disgusted as a veteran, as a disabled veteran as well, this scumbag never even really did any real work. He didn't do anything. And when he was in the Navy, allegedly, he was a freaking complete loser. Like, nobody liked him. He was never up to snuff. He lied about everything. His grades were horrible. His military service was just a joke. He wasn't even in very long. I still can't find his DD-14. And you never know. He might have been a CIA agent. You just never know. I don't know. Okay. It's hard to read this because it's like real patchy. School hours. They have the nerve to call it a school when the people running these schools are not even really teachers. Now, I'm not going to shade everyone. I'm not. Because I think some of the people in Scientology, I'm thinking more of the women, I think a lot of them are compassionate. They're just under mind control. Anyone abusing children, I have no use for them. But the point that I'm making with the school, they're not even really, there's no type of certifications whatsoever. Not to say a lot of people don't have something to add. You don't always have to have a degree to be offering something of value. I mean, that's just a bunch of baloney. Okay, school hours are to be from 6:45 to 10 p.m. Messengers with duty in the evening. By the way, you guys, I cannot talk today. I think I try to rush when I'm talking. Messengers with duty in the evening, children, will have study time during the afternoon. A schedule of rotation is to be made up. Sea Org members have duties to perform. Those duties are on regular SO hours. You see this? Some freaking flunky that didn't even make it in the Navy, wasn't even in very long, trying to take children's childhood from them, trying to make them be naval officers or sailors. It's disgusting. It has been established that the smaller Sea Org members are required to have playtime. Oh, well, that's nice. I don't really know if that was very well enforced. I've heard a little bit of stories that they sometimes got to do fun stuff. I don't think it was a lot. And you know what? That's probably when Child Services comes to visit, that's probably what they pull out. This is not a requirement. Oh, there we go. See? Not a requirement for children to have play. They are more than willing to do their jobs. Oh, are they, Ronnie? Ronnie, who never did freaking one day of work in his freaking life. They will do their jobs and will if given a chance. They don't have a choice, do they? Makes me sick. It makes me sick that my country, the United States of America, hasn't done anything to stop this. Sea Organization Flag Order 780. Every Sea Org member must be included on the WQSB, an org board regardless. Age 6 and above. Do you guys hear that? Age 6 and above. All these children are just targets for these pedophiles. Look at that, you guys. More proof of children having their freedoms taken away, being locked up in auditing rooms, sometimes having their hands bound, not being allowed to leave at any time. So imagine if you have to go to the bathroom. Imagine you just don't want to be there. That's awful. People need to be charged with this. That's it. Okay, you guys, I'll put a link in the description. Peace.